power grid, defense systems, or even programs that protect our drinking water. Is the U.S. fully protected against cyber threats? Well, there is some concern here in Washington. Joining me now to talk about that, Rhode Island Congressman Jim Langevin, the co-founder of the Bipartisan Cybersecurity Caucus. Congressman, thank you for joining us today.
You bet, Shannon. Good to be with you.
All right, tell us about what are the biggest threats that you're worried that we are facing right now as a country?
Well, the biggest threat is to critical infrastructure, electric grid, power and water systems, sewage systems, things like telecommunications or our banking system. That's really where the biggest damage could be done, and potentially even not only to our economy, but potentially even to loss of life. There are many national security experts who have hypothesized that a terrorist or a nation state could clearly attack our power grid and shut down a whole sector of the country, particularly if, God forbid, in the dead of winter, could cause devastating damage.
Are you worried that it is going to take something like an actual attack doing some damage to get the American public's attention, to get lawmakers' attention? Because I know you've had legislation that has gotten through the House, it hasn't made it through the Senate. Do you worry it's going to take something really awful happening in order to get people's attention?
Well, I've been working on the issue of cybersecurity now for several years, including chairing a subcommittee on the Homeland Security Committee on emerging threats and cybersecurity and other issues. And both the evidence that I've seen and hearing from other national security experts, people like Secretary Gates or Deputy Secretary of Defense Lynn, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Director of the CIA, the DNI, you name it, all of us have identified this as a serious threat to our national security. And we're trying to work to raise awareness of the problem and working very quickly to try to close the vulnerabilities. My fear is that the country, if we're not prepared, if we don't fix these problems, could face a cyber 9/11, and that would be terrible and devastating for the country. We can't allow that to happen, and I've been working in a number of fronts to try to close those vulnerabilities. One of the biggest problems is that we have a lack of coordination at the federal level. I give the president high marks for being the first major world leader to make a major speech on cybersecurity, identifying our cyber assets as a critical national asset. But unfortunately, the administration hasn't been working quickly enough to finish its interagency review, which we've been waiting for quite some time, and then was to have a robust plan going forward on how we best protect the country. So I've been working with several of my colleagues, including in a bipartisan way, Congressman Mike McCall of Texas, Congressman Mac Thornberry. We have been working trying to address these things and close these vulnerabilities.
All right, Congressman Jim Langevin, we will follow this as it winds its way through Capitol Hill. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.